The hypoendocrine Carnotaurus. The smallest but definitely most ferocious hypo in the Isle. What would happen if we threw it into another dinosaur universe like Isla Nublar? Hello guys, I'm Pizza Piggy, and today I'll try to see what would happen if the Hypocarno existed on Isla Nublar. Would it fail to reach its gruesome goal, which more on that later, or would it crash the entire ecosystem? Let's find out. Also, before we start, I specialize in dinosaur content, so if you like to see Path of Titans, The Isle, or even more scenarios like this one, make sure to like and subscribe in order to be one of the first ones to watch new videos that come out. So, let's say after the hypo tests on whatever the island of the Isle universe is called gets overrun with dinosaurs, and the facility becomes a dangerous place to house humans in. A special dinosaur capture squad is sent out to the island to capture the Hypocarno and relocate it elsewhere for further analysis. In this universe, InGen gladly accepts the Hypocarno to be used for research in a paddock resembling the one the Indominus Rex was housed in. All is going according to plan, until, after arriving at the North Dock, the crew made a huge mistake and didn't pump enough tranquilizer darts into the Hypocarno. So, it wakes up early, breaks its cage, kills a couple of humans, and then leaves off into the dense jungle. From here on out, the Hypocarno is in constant hunger. If you don't know, hypos in the Isle have a downside to their incredible strength, which comes in the form of insatiable hunger that has to be quenched every couple of minutes. This downside, however, is mostly a downside for everyone else on the island too. As the Hypocarno descends downwards, the likely first thing it will encounter is the aviary. Bursting through its halls, it seeks food in the pterosaurs around. Due to its speed, it might catch one or two of them, but the Hypocarno will quickly realize that these pteranodons can simply or have already flown away, so it moves on. By this point, Jurassic World staff would have an absolute panic attack and trying to evacuate the island. Well, more or less, as in Jurassic World, it didn't really work. Going back to our Hypocarno, it's probably sniffed out its next location. This location being the gyrosphere, the place with, you know, a bunch of herbivores just waiting to be eaten. And let me tell you, once the Hypocarno sees the prey in front of it, it's game over. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned is how the Hypocarno is able to traverse these lands so quick. Well, you see, the Hypocarno is fast, really fast, specifically 61 kilometers an hour fast. That speed is more than enough to outrun any land animal in the Jurassic franchise. Coupled with those huge horns, and the Hypocarno will rush down the herd of herbivores, impaling every last one of them like a NASCAR track. Now, with tons of bodies at its disposal, it will likely take it around 2-ish hours to feed on all the corpses. Now, while the Carno is feeding on the corpses, it will likely trigger the same event that the Indominus Rex triggered, which is send a bunch of pterosaurs to the visitor center, causing mass panic all across the island by now. After it has finished its corpses, it will likely move on down south again, where at this point, due to the sheer panic coming from the visitor center, that will likely be its next target. Arriving at the chaos, it will seek out a bunch of humans that are still trying for their best to run away from all the danger. And along the way, it may pick up, some pterosaurs and maybe even baby dinos. However, after around a couple of hours of this madness, the remaining park staff might just release the T-Rex as their last hope to kill this thing, and distract it while they can evacuate the remaining people off the island. So, in the last act to save the island, Rexy arrives, and it's a very short battle. The Hypocarno has every advantage here. It has a higher bite strength, more durable armor, and can outmaneuver the Rex and get behind its flanks to kill it. Now, it would probably still roam this island for a couple of days as an uncontested super predator. However, due to the eventual lack of big prey on the island, it would ultimately succumb to starvation and die. So, in the end, the Hypocarno essentially managed to achieve what the Indominus Rex did in Jurassic World, but on a much larger and faster scale. It managed to collapse the entire big ecosystem of large herbivores and medium to large sized carnivores. While I do think that the small life fauna would not be affected and most likely take over the island, other than a couple of compies, raptors, packies, stuff like that, the island will remain desolate. So, to answer the question, could the hypoendocrine Carnotaurus collapse the ecosystem of Isla Nublar? The answer would undoubtedly be yes. But what are your guys' opinions about this? Could, in your opinion, Isla Nublar survive the onslaught of the Hypocarnotaurus? Let me down below in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching. Pizza Piggy out.